Have you ever felt like you were meant for something greater, but for some reason you keep holding yourself back? You tell yourself, tomorrow I'll start, but tomorrow quietly fades into the background. You dream of mastering your mind, finding peace, or finally being consistent with your goals. But instead you find yourself distracted, scrolling, or stuck in old habits. You're not alone, and more importantly, you're not broken. The ancient Stoics believed the obstacle is the way. What you think is holding you back might actually be the path forward. The weight of inaction. Let's talk honestly. Why is it so hard to change? You might have big ambitions. To meditate daily, to live more simply, to become someone you deeply respect. But the moment you try to begin, it feels overwhelming. Like standing at the bottom of a mountain with no trail, no map, and no strength to climb. This isn't laziness, this is resistance, and it's ancient. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And that's exactly what happens. We imagine how hard it will be, how much we'll have to sacrifice, how long it might take. And our mind, wired to protect us, says, maybe later. The truth about motivation. Motivation is not a lightning bolt. It's a spark you create by acting. Stoicism teaches us not to wait for feeling, but to do what is right regardless of how we feel. You don't need more inspiration. You need more intention. Marcus Aurelius, writing to himself, said, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being." That's what you are, a human being, not a robot, not a failure, not a machine made for perfect days, just a soul capable of reason, effort, and growth. So what can you actually do? You start with what's in your control, and Stoicism gives us that compass. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Here's a path. 3 simple principles, not just to think about, but to live. Principle 1. Start with the present moment. We often feel overwhelmed because we project our entire future onto our now. We think in years, decades, lifelong habits, and our present self drowns under the weight. But Stoics remind us, life is lived moment to moment. Epictetus put it simply, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Not the best next month, not next year, now. So if you want to read more, don't plan for 30 books this year. Open the one beside you and read 1 page. Want to meditate? Close your eyes for 1 breath. Want to speak more calmly? Just pause before the next sentence you say. That's all. Start here. Start now. Principle 2. Build systems, not hopes. Hoping to be better is not enough. You need systems, routines, anchors, rituals. Because on the days when you're tired, uninspired, or heartbroken, your system is what holds you. The Stoics were practical. They journaled, they walked, they reflected daily. They didn't rely on good moods or the stars aligning. You want to be calm under pressure. Practice calm in the morning, not just in crisis. You want to be wise with your words? Reflect on your speech before the conflict comes. You want to be free from addiction to distraction. Set boundaries before the temptation arrives. Your life becomes what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally wish for. So create a simple structure that supports the life you want. Principle 3. Begin with 2 minutes. The most powerful actions start small. That's not a motivational line. That's physics, psychology, and Stoicism. Big change begins by overcoming inertia. The body wants rest. The mind wants ease. The ego wants comfort. But you don't have to wage war with yourself. You only have to do 2 minutes. 2 minutes of walking. 2 minutes of journaling. 2 minutes of reading meditations. The Stoics were not extreme. They were consistent. They knew. The beginning is where the battle is won. Once you start, momentum becomes your ally, like rolling a boulder downhill. The hardest part is the first push. A Stoic bonus: reward effort, not outcome. Here's where most people stumble. They expect fireworks. Results: big changes overnight. But that's not the Stoic way. The Stoic rewards himself for showing up, not for winning. He acknowledges the effort, not the applause. Because some days, reading one paragraph is the victory. Some days, choosing silence instead of anger is mastery. If you're only proud of yourself when you achieve something big, you'll always feel behind. Be proud when you act in alignment with your values, no matter how small the step. The fire metaphor. Imagine your dreams as a fire. Right now, maybe it's only a flicker, a single spark, a thin thread of smoke. But every tiny action, every breath, every effort is more oxygen. You don't need to pour gasoline. You just need to keep feeding it. One breath, one thought, one word, one step. That's how the fire grows. And eventually, it becomes something unstoppable. It's okay to fall. Let's clear something up. Failure is not failure in the Stoic worldview. It's feedback. It's redirection. It's part of the practice. You will mess up. You will forget. You will get distracted. You will wake up some days and feel like you're back at zero. That's okay. The Stoic doesn't expect perfection. He expects the opportunity to begin again. So, begin again, and again, and again. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Let's simplify everything. If you feel stuck, philosophically, emotionally, or physically, here's the Stoics' starting point. Live in the moment you're in, not in your fears, not in your fantasies. Create small systems that anchor you when you're weak. Start with just 2 minutes, then let nature take over. That's it. Simple, practical, powerful. Your life is waiting. The path of the Stoic isn't grandiose, it's not glamorous, it's not for show. It's quiet, intentional, disciplined. It's about taking the wisdom of the past and applying it right now in your tiny, ordinary, beautiful life. So, take a breath. Let go of what you can't control. Do the next right thing, no matter how small, because that's where real peace lives. Not in someday, not in achievement, but in this step, this moment, this breath. Start now.